Here. So I have some questions now. I wanted to start off with you collecting for how long now?
I would say that just like anyone else, I started actually getting into kicks at around, sure enough, like teenagers, like most of the kids here. And that was what, maybe back in '89. But after that, I went into a hiatus, and I've been back at it for the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years now.
So now you're more consistent now for the past 3 years.
Definitely, I have been definitely more consistent now. Say, I don't know, as my kids kept on growing, sure enough, I was actually grabbing kicks here and there, but it was actually, I kick it into overdrive, if you want to call it that, for the past 5 years. So.
All right, that's it. Now, there has to be a shoe that started it all.
Oh my God!
Which, if you can, or if like let's say for the fact you've been collecting for the 5 years now, more consistent. But that one shoe that made you fall in love, or maybe a shoe that you couldn't have, or something that made you start to collect them. Which one?
Well, you know, I've actually put that on the app a couple of times. The one that actually made me love MJ was the military blue, the AJ4, the original one. That was back in '89. I still remember getting that shoe. I asked my mom for it. She took me to the mall, and it was right there. I didn't actually like neither the blacks nor the white cements at that time. I thought that why white cement? I mean, why the speckles? I mean, why would actually someone stain a shoe? Nowadays, when it came out, I actually got the white cements now. But it is what it is. You know, taste does change with time. And I would say that a couple of years ago, when the Toro Force came out, that was the one kick that actually made me just kick it into overdrive. I just saw it, I wanted it, I actually woke up early to actually go to the mall. I went to the finish line, there was no line, and
grabbed them.
Yeah, I just grabbed them. It just reminded me of the military. You know, it was like a 4 for another 4. You know.
Yeah. Now, 2 kicks. The one that you just mentioned that you wish I will come back. I'm sure I will be in that category. Military.
Yeah.
And
I'm just dying for it to actually come back next year. I'll do whatever it takes to actually get them next year.
Does it have a set date already?
I think it's February.
February. All right. Give me a second one if you could think another one. That from back then, when you started in the 80s, 90s, let's say.
All right, I got one. The second J that I got was a 5, the metallic red with the 3M tongue. I know I have it in my house somewhere. I just don't know where. So it's actually easier just to actually cup another one than actually just trying to go through all the barrage of stuff that I have there. So, yeah.
Now, since now there's so many kicks like Adidas Ultra Boost, so many technology now. We spoke about this before. Like, what kicks are getting your attention now? Is it just Ultra Boost? Is it more performance-wise? Now that you have so many kicks, you have 100. I'm sure you have over 100.
I'm actually getting close to 365.
Damn, that's a good number.
Yeah. Last time that I checked, I was at over 200, like 250, and I made that count almost like 6 months ago, and I almost grab either 1 or 2 kicks per week. So I'm sure I have to be close to that. So all right, going back to your question, you know, I work at an ER. Like even 2 days before actually coming here, I actually did a 24-hour shift. And working 24 hours, you need something that it's comfort, that you can actually just slip on, and you know that the last thing you're actually going to be worrying about is actually a comfort. So I have to say that I'm actually leaning towards anything that has boost. So either Ultra Boost or NMDs or Yeezys. That's actually the type of kick that I look for. And the funny thing is that with the Kobe's, the Kobe's are, I would say, the kick that reminds me the most of how Ultra Boost works. It has that flow. The Nike Zoom actually just makes you feel that cushion and protection at the same time. So
yeah, because it has the flyness at the same time. It's not the most comfortable shoe, but it's pretty comfortable and it holds up pretty well.
You know, when you mention that, yeah, the Flyknit might not be the same as Prynet, but it's so similar that it's whenever I'm actually just looking at my shoes, it's like, well, either the first two that come to my head is, am I gonna get an Ultra Boost or am I gonna wear a Kobe?
Now that we're talking about Ultra Boost already, what do you think? You think Nike has a backup plan? Because you know Adidas right now, Nike is Nike. It's a name. It's been around for years.
Right.
They have the name already. Now Adidas is killing it with the Ultra Boost. Do you think that they have a backup plan anytime soon, or you think they're gonna keep retroing?
They're just gonna keep retroing. It's two different ways of going about the market. And you can tell that Adidas is all about the future, the technology, and they're actually just taking a good stake at it. And when you compare it to Nike, Nike is still number one in terms of market-wise. Maybe we might actually see them that they might be in trouble. They're not seeing it right now. I really don't see them actually changing their formula. I mean, they've been Nike Air for the past 30 plus years.
Yeah,
it's not going to change.
I guess you're gonna keep wrestling now.
I guess so.
This the last question. Now, what if they give you a chance to create a shoe? I know you're probably gonna say the comfort-wise. I know you're gonna go with the Ultra Boost.
Right.
But from what shoe would you grab some of? Like, what shoe would inspire your shoe to make it happen? It doesn't have to be. A brand, but what shoe would it like you grab some of?
Well, if I were to make my own pick, I would definitely use the Boost technology as a platform. That Nike might actually be the best market right now, but definitely the outsole, it has to be Ultra Boost.
All right.
As you move upward, I would say that the body, it could be either Flyknit or Primeknit. I honestly feel that both of them are almost the same. If I were to actually choose, I would say, well, I would go with Primeknit. And I know that kind of sounds like I'm actually creating an Adidas, but there's one thing that I always love about Kobe's, and that's the heel cup. You need that stability, and none of the Adidas have actually felt that they have that.
Well, yeah, because they inspire that. Because of the Kobe's injuries. So
Exactly.
Which Kobe model would you actually pick from?
Wow. I would have to say Kobe 9.
All right.
That was the one that, and it's funny because I was watching a Nightwing video back when the 9s came out, and he was the one that was talking about the stability heel cup, and I said, you know what, I need to try that out, and I actually haven't stopped using Kobe's ever since. So it would have to be the heel cup. It would definitely have to be Ultra Boost, Primeknit, and it has to have rope lace. There's no going around that. Rope lace is the way to go. You can't go flat lace. You can't go regular lace. Rope lace by far is the best type of lace out there.
So yeah, for the Kobe 9. All right. Well, thank you, man.
All right, appreciate it,
man.
Thanks.